introduced a new sales tax to help the town pay its debt. But one alderman says not so fast. He's got other ideas. Details coming up.
And 2 states in the Arkham is making abortion decisions this week as pro-choice activists call for a national day of action today. More on the heated debate next.
Plus, Ruston continues to pick up the pieces. The update from Governor John Bel Edwards on recovery efforts after a tornado devastates the city and surrounding areas.
All right, the time is now 6:32. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
We have more national days on tap. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Great
we do.
voice.
We got National Memo Day. That's pretty boring.
National Memo Day.
National Waitstaff Day. Always
Waitstaff?
Respect your servers and your waiters.
Oh, wait staff. Okay.
Yeah, like servers, waiters.
We were talking about this a while. Remember, Reed, about tipping?
About tipping, yes.
Tipping procedures.
Tipping.
Do you always tip?
Like a few cents or so.
You're the person we were talking about then, for
What?
sure.
What?
Was that no matter what, if the service was phenomenal or if the service was
It's all
not
I've
as
got.
good?
It's all I've got in my bank account is pennies.
Okay.
Actually,
So that's why.
I had a fraternity brother. He used to tip like quarters. He just like put a bunch of change on a table. That was his tip.
That is brutal.
Yes.
I always tip.
Today's their day. It's National Waitstaff Day.
Tip a little extra.
Tip an
You know,
extra quarter.
you were just saying you wanted to go to IHOP.
I did. Well,
You can only go if you tip well.
you have to tip-
20%.
You got to tip at IHOP?
If you eat there, yes. You
I
have
didn't
to
know
tip
that.
every.
I didn't know.
You can get strawberries and cream and double down on the
Yeah.
National
I was never like mentally all the way there
Well,
when I went
the
to IHOP
short
Friday
stacks are only $1 today, nationwide.
Cool.
Yes,
Oh,
so
cool. Is
you
that a
can
real
afford
thing?
a better tip. It's a real thing.
Are you sure?
Yes, $1 short stack pancakes.
Do you want to go after the show, Reed?
Yeah. Are we going?
I mean, are you being real? Because every time I've invited Reed somewhere, like, oh man, I got to cook at home. No, I'm just gonna, cook
Chris
at
has
home.
got me sewing buttons on every jacket he owns.
Yeah, because they're all old. They're all Goodwill jackets.
Chris comes in every day. I pop
Or
a button
maybe
on
they're
my
too
jacket.
tight.
No, but they're just old.
Maybe we got to lay off the pancakes and the Chick-fil-A.
No.
Maybe I'm
Okay.
not the best idea, Chris. You got some spotty storm expected later on. It's warm, it's humid as you head out of the house. Sun's up, temperature sitting in the mid-70s. We're climbing up near 90 today. Looking outside, you got some clouds out there. They're moving quick. It's breezy out. We are going to be, again, staying warm in this forecast for the next few days. I got more details on that coming up here soon. That's your forecast first.
The mayor of Louisiana's fastest growing town says Sterlington may have to tax its way out of debt, but one business owner says he won't survive.
One alderman tells NBC 10's Chelsea Jones he has some ideas that don't include raising taxes.
For 50 years, Napa Auto Parts has sat off of Highway 2 in Sterlington. Over the last few years, business has been less than booming, with sales dropping 14%.
We have competitors, in the near area that is not affected by this.
So when the idea to implement a sales tax near 13%, Ray Lowry and his wife say they had to start thinking of alternatives.
We might just consider moving across the river or somewhere like that.
The town is in debt over $500,000. Lowry thinks the new sports complex is the town's biggest cash cow, but it hasn't been raking in the dollars the town so desperately needs.
Find a way to turn that around and make it profitable rather than be a financial burden.
And that's what Alderman Brian McCarthy, along with other members of the board, are hoping to do. The first being selling local advertisements for the sports complex.
It makes about $300,000 a year selling signs. Well, that's in the neighborhood of what this tax is projected to bring.
Other ideas include a mobile app to encourage people to shop local while using that complex. It starts with making a plan.
We've got a list of them. We've got what the revenue target is. We've got a probability. And we sit there and we work through the list in a very pragmatic way.
The tax is set to go to vote next Tuesday.
But it wasn't our creation, it was theirs. And therefore, why should we be penalized?
If the tax does in fact pass, and we start to see some revenue coming in from these other ideas, there's nothing that stops us from lowering the tax to zero.
In Sterlington, Chelsea Jones, NBC 10, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Winnsboro is facing some serious financial trouble. An independent audit shows the city's ended the last budget year with a general fund deficit of more than $417,000. The independent auditor also noted several repeat findings, including failing to reconcile several town accounts and subsidiary ledgers with the general ledger, failing to report and remit unclaimed property to the state, failing to properly record transfers between funds, and failing to remit payroll taxes and retirement plan contributions in a timely manner.
On to a crime alert. Monroe police are searching for a man wanted for rape. Take a look at your screens. This is who they're looking for. 24-year-old Christopher Towns. They've released no information about the allegations, but police say Towns may have short hair and may be in the Washington or Adams Street area. If you have seen him or know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen.
Prosecutors plan to seek the death penalty for a man charged with killing an Alabama police officer and wounding 2 more. Police captured 29-year-old Grady Wilkes yesterday morning. They say he opened fire on 3 Auburn police officers who answered a family dispute call Sunday night. Officer William Buechner died after being airlifted to a nearby hospital. 1 wounded officer already has been treated and released. The other expected to be okay. Auburn's police chief says Buechner is the first officer to be killed in the line of duty in at least 3 decades.
You know, this is not the kind of thing that we're used to have happening here, but we are not immune to things that can happen, and so this will be difficult for us, but we mainly intend to rally around each other and the families and just get through this together.
Investigators say Wilkes was in the military for a number of years wearing body armor, firing an AR-15. Wilkes is also charged with attempted murder and domestic violence.
The battle intensifies over the hot-button issue of abortion. House lawmakers in Baton Rouge could pass a so-called heartbeat bill this week. It would ban abortion in Louisiana as early as a woman's 6th week of pregnancy. The Senate has already approved the bill, but the measure would only go into effect if the U.S. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. And all 30 states have now introduced restrictive abortion measures. A number of abortion rights groups are calling for a national day of action today. Across all 50 states, the ACLU and Planned Parenthood among the groups urging supporters to protest online with the hashtag #StopTheBans. Mississippi's abortion ban will face a test in federal court today. Governor Phil Bryant signed the heartbeat bill in March, banning abortion as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy in Mississippi. But the state's only abortion clinic is taking the bill to court and asking a judge to strike it down. Both the clinic and state attorneys will make their arguments at a U.S. district court. Some experts say Judge Carlton Reeves is likely to issue a preliminary injunction.
Almost 1 month later, Ruston has made big strides in recovering from its deadly tornado, and more help is coming. Governor John Bel Edwards says that damage assessments have determined that 89 homes were destroyed, and repairs or replacements to property total just under $6 million. That estimate rises to more than $11 million spread over Lincoln, Morehouse, and Union parishes. The governor believes that they should meet the threshold for federal grants or loans, and that Louisiana Tech and Ruston will come out stronger.
The facilities will be better, and we're going to make sure that we take significant efforts to mitigate against future risks of damage to the university and to the city of Ruston.
The governor says his most memorable impression is seeing the number of tech students volunteering to help clean up the campus and the Ruston community. Every weeknight on NBC 10 at 10, you got a chance to win free gas. The prize is a $50 gas card brought to you by our friends over at the Jim Taylor dealerships. If your name is called, you have by the end of the newscast to claim your prize. Register at one of the Jim Taylor dealerships or go to myarclimits.com and click on the contest tab.
Now, your local weather.
Time now is 6:40. Our sun's been up for a while, about 30 minutes. We got a little bit. That's it. Just peeking behind those clouds for you. As you head out of the house, it's going to feel warm and it's going to feel humid. Your current temperature is 76. The winds from the south. Wind's going to be breezy all day, keeping you warm. Not even a cool spot on the map here. We're all sitting in the mid-70s this morning. Well above normal this afternoon, pretty close to normal. Average about 86. We'll be in the upper 80s. Starting to get in the 90s over the next few days. Temperatures are only warming up from here. Storms this afternoon going to bring a slight risk for severe weather through southern Arkansas. It's that yellow shaded area north and west of El Dorado. Expect some, again, strong storms later on between about 4 to 7 p.m. We should be seeing a lot of that rain lift out overnight. And then a warm and sunny forecast waits. I got your full forecast here in 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Reed. Animal lovers, listen up. We'll chat about an upcoming dog show.
Our friends from the Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office are in studio to provide all the details.